Welcome to Your Known Unknown, where Source and I will help to shed light on what's unknown for you. What's up, Earth Gang? This is going to be a Earth sign spread for all Earth placements for this full moon in Leo coming up here, kind of in mid-February. It's a timeless reading, but energies are around and useful. So if this message finds you now, there's a reason why when it is presenting itself in your algorithm. So, yeah. We're going to pull some tarot cards for Earth signs. That's for all Capricorns, all Taurus, all Virgos, in any placement that resides and resonates with you. If you're seeking answers pertaining to specific planets in your chart and an Earth sign is a compatible resonance with that, this is a good reading, good fit for you. So anyways, without further ado, let's get to it, let's into it, and let's pull some cards and see that which we need to see. Right, fam? Angel spirits, guides, ancestors. Tell us the story that needs to unfold. Thank you, spirits. We have the 8 of Wands up. Energies presenting themselves. Movement. Ooh. The Moon card. We have the Star card. Earth sign. I'm feeling this sense of intuitively moving into your purpose, allowing your intuition to fully guide you, to lead the way through the unknown. That's the only way to navigate the unknown, and I feel that you have this innate knowing about you, about how to navigate that unknown, why you've learned how to navigate that unknown. But what that's done and is doing is intuitively connecting you to a deeper connection with you. A lot of your intuitive sense as an Earth sign has been to give charitably, has been to be generous with others, to teach you how to be generous with self. It's like you've had to earn the understanding of being generous to self and what that looks like for a while, especially since Pluto was affecting a lot of our Earth family signs in Capricorn. But that without being a major aspect to your belief systems. You're being presented this intuitive alignment that you can act upon. The Fool card. Wow, just like 2 new beginnings. The Queen of Swords is a supporting energy. This full moon in Leo is really giving you a purpose and direction, an intentful fulfillment, strength within your independence and sovereignty. And the way that you have been navigating lately gives it to you in this very authentically presented and authentically perceived and received fashion. So you receive this blessing just as your own, perfectly meant for you. I'm seeing the Death card at the bottom of the deck, and that's usually conflicting energies for me. It being the furthest away from my hand, it did not want to be read as such. So I'm hearing that it does have a role to play. Kind of like, or you can choose to have ego deaths. Or you can go with this flow. I keep hearing go with the flow, go with the flow. Be independent. Be independently thoughtful, mindful. Be a free thinker. That's where your real power can reside. That's where your purpose and intuition are guiding you through that unknown. Not a lot of people have that kind of self-awareness about them. It's kind of inherently innate in a few different signs scattered throughout the zodiac. More of the old wisdomful signs have kind of navigated and obtained these understandings. But you're freely thinking. What energies were used there? That's just very big movement here for this new moon, or for this full moon energy. What's being shined light on in the aspects of Leo characteristics affecting us too. I definitely I'm being guided to say, please do some research in your astrology chart. Look up what Leo is affecting in your chart systems, okay? If you don't know how to read it, please figure it out. It's not rocket science. Yes, it's confusing. There's so many ways to figure it out. You just have to start. That's really it. You just have to begin, period. Just have to begin, and then you can figure it out. But look up what Leo affects in your system. If you don't have it placed anywhere in your star chart, in particular, planetary chart, look through your house system, because we all have aspects of every zodiac in our signs. We're all connected in various ways, but to everything. Even with that being said, there are fun understandings that can be unveiled if you do research as deep as, if you don't have Leo popping up anywhere, what do you have what's the opposite of Leo? Not Capricorn, Sagittarius, Aquarius. Cancer. Aquarius is the opposite of Leo, I think. But you would look like if you'd probably have that. You'd probably have the opposite of Leo in your system. And so look up how they affect each other, because things that affect, like as a Capricorn, things that affect Cancer affect Capricorn as well, and vice versa. They're yin and yang in the star chart system. So everything has a use to understanding in self-awareness and under like development. And I'm seeing that in order to achieve a lot of these go with the flow, major arcana self-realizations, you don't have to really hurt yourself or overthink to go with the flow. You just have to figure out who you are. And that movement unlocks intuitive rooms for you to just like learn and master and dance through the darkness, being guided by your senses. Think of how you have your thoughts in your entirety. You have your thoughts, you have your consciousness, you have this consciousness about you, imagination. But so do your senses. Your senses envelop their own consciousnesses, will say, their own imaginations, will say. Those are called, when they're functioning and being applied and understood, those are called clairs, right? So it's not like, well, it is also kind of like you hear voices, but the hearing doesn't always come from like here. It comes from an inner ear. Your sight doesn't always come from some eye in the middle. It comes from your imagination. You know, your throat chakra, not throat chakra, I'm sorry. Like when you smell things, you notice it doesn't really come from out here. It comes from like right up in here. When you feel things, it doesn't always come from the most obvious places. It usually comes from the back of the neck, or it comes up the sides, or it comes up around the knees and thighs. Tingles, we'll call them shivers, heebie-jeebies. I only met one other person that ever called him that, and I love the fact that she called him that. It was great. Anyways, your senses have imaginations, consciousnesses to them as well, so to say. And that's where they function through. That's the moon leading you to the star card as the Fool. This new beginning, but you're not coming from a place of new beginning. It's not like you're having an ego death card to have a new beginning. You're doing it freely thinking as a good choice. It was the smart decision to make. It was the smartest decision. It was your manifestation, I'm hearing. It was your manifestation is being presented. Aligning with yourself's truest purpose was the smartest thing to do. You've been doing it. We've been guiding you the whole way, and you've been doing amazingly. That's why you've blossomed a reading just like this. So aspects that we can step it up in Ace of Cups, maybe a little bit more pouring into yourself, maybe a little bit more believing and trusting in yourself. Maybe that's why throat chakra was popping up. Believing that you're walking in your truth, into your purpose. You're not going like, okay, if you want purpose of your destiny, that's not going to be happening now. That's something you're going to end up experiencing only in hindsight at the end of your life. Not like afterlife, but towards the end of your life, 15:15 on the clock, that's when you realize everything. Because you can finally see it in hindsight. You have experience, and then you have a valid voice, real factual opinion, right? A real subjective, objective opinion, right? So until then, who gives a shit? The only thing you should give a shit about is pouring into your own cup and not worrying about much after that. Where else can we step it up, man? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. Six of Pentacles reversed. Yeah. You can step it up more in this aspect towards investing in yourself. I see. The Ace of Cups is, yes, pouring into yourself, mixed with this Six of Pentacles reversed. We want to invest more in ourselves. That would do us a lot of justice. That would move mountains for the Earth Collective. We do really work well with material magics. Okay? Appreciating what is material to us. Material can be emotional as well. That's here. That's 3D. And yes, it's that vast and vague of a representation, of a metaphor. Yeah, it is. But that symbology is absolutely accurate, especially if you believe it. Everything is a belief. So investing in yourself would be huge. Probably one of the best things you could do. Investing in your inward journey would be magnificent. I'm hearing rewiring the pathways to your ego. Working on connecting how your ego, working on connecting and understanding how ego and self, spirit, want to communicate to each other. And only you can bring that up for you. Only you can understand that for you. But that's a very important thing to work on. It's affected through our nervous systems. It's affected the way that our mind and body have a communication between the two of them, between the channels, how our heart and throat are aspects of that, and how that makes our nervous system and everything else feel as a result, how it makes ourselves act as a result, and ultimately how not only we're healing during this understanding of learning how to function, because it's very cool unlocking these pieces of yourself via Kundalini or somatics, or even just working out at a gym, body movement, focusing on that, being intentful with why you're doing it, not just doing it because, damn it, my bros do it too, doing it because you have a reason to be doing it. Because even if it's just you really want to and it makes you feel good, that's a damn good reason. I have reasons upon reasons upon reasons why working out is good for me, why my practices are good for me. But having an intentful reason that heals you, not just builds you, something that nourishes you, not just fuels you. Something that works inward, not just externally. Something that gives back to you, not that you have to put out for. Like that, I find would be a very good investment in the next few days to the next few weeks that start to become implemented in us. And doing this material magic, again, everything from emotional to physique to money to crystals to actual hedge witch realities or kitchen witch, anything that's real, functional, 3D, from a 3D mind, like whatever you believe would be huge. It would be a very good time, because this energy of Leo really wants to affect your self-expression, what makes you you. It doesn't have to be related to fire sign. If you want to implement fire in with it too, that's even better. Probably even more profound, probably even more connective, probably even more received by the universe. If you could do candle magic during the next few days with this full moon as an opportunity to release, I think Queen of Wands, taking this time to not procrastinate, really jump on the energy of releasing or shining light on what needs to be released with you in your own journey, would be a very big place of movement and action and intentful focus to be worked on. You have some distractions keeping you. You have some distractions adding up and weighing down on you. Adding up and weighing down on you. There are things, situations, relationships, maybe, things, whether self-induced and taken on, or self-imposed, or maybe some, like your work put down some responsibility that you agreed to. But it's not just like one thing, it's kind of like a lot of little things adding up for you. Oh, it's like working well with others too. You could work on a little bit more grace. Just step it up in the field of grace a little bit, and holding grace and space for others. Let's move on everyone else's time, because it works smoother that way. Might not always be the fastest, but also it is the smoothest. I'm not saying it's the easiest, but it is the smoothest. Because Earth sign, you're very capable of being flexible, adaptable, adjustable. It's not your favorite, but once you've understood the patience that comes with that, it's like a superpower at that point. It's kind of just like this patience. You'll be as patient as you need to be, yeah, you'll win that staring contest very easily, but it didn't come easy. It came from a lesson that you've had to learn. And if that is not a lesson that you've learned yet, and you're still kind of an impatient Earth sign, that's okay. But that would be a very good field to step it up in during the time frame of this Leo energy, is just some patience with others. Maybe even patient with yourself as you're learning something new. They're all new beginnings regardless. It's all, you might even be recycling through experiences, but nonetheless, as the Fool card, these new beginnings that you are going through, these experiences you're going through, though similar, you are coming into them from a different perceptional, experiential place, a stature about yourself. You've learned some things, you've been around the block, and now that you're coming back again to prove to the universe that you're ready for the next step, you're ready for the next step. You are buckled down. You are good to go. You've been waiting for this manifestation to come through for so long. But divine timing took a lot of patience. A lot of people have interfered with your manifestations for so long. But now we have time on our side and luck on our side as we're navigating out of darker energies from the last decade into newer, brighter, fresher, more connective, networking energies into this new decade, this new chapter, new time frame that is all in the beginning stages still, as we're in this full moon with Leo. It's a perfect placement and a perfect time frame for a moon just like that to be following the new moon in Aquarius we just had and what that represented. Everything's working celestially like a play, like literally a play for us to watch and ponder on and network with and work with and understand and experience. And I feel in return they reciprocate the same energy. And the more interest you show in that, the more magic they gift you with, the more wisdom, the more pull, the more something that you get working with them. I'm getting so smiley. I just feel I feel like this about the planets. I love them. I love them. I wish they could hang out with me all day. You know? Yeah. Anyways. Let's see how you're feeling about this so far. Show me one card to some of Earth signs right now. Show me how we're feeling about all of this right now. Three of Wands. Gotcha. We'll get on with it. All right. How are we moving in through these energies? Show us what we need to do. So we've seen where we can step it up, what we can focus on, what we need to do. The moon. We got the moon twice here. Dude. Keep your practice. Create a practice. Push yourself. Do what you're called to do. Do what you're called to do. Do what you feel like you need to do. Not what you think you should do, what you feel like you need to do, like you should do. Do what you're gonna do for you. Meditate, believe, step into the unknown. This channel's here for you. It's vague, but it does not have to be. I'm always open for personal readings. Just have to reach out. I was afraid of the unknown. It was my biggest fear. Second biggest fear, next to being alone. And as soon as I became alone, the unknown stepped in. And it's been a bittersweet relationship. But the further it goes, there's no better relationship out there than the one with yourself and stepping into what's unknown for yourself. There's nothing more perfect than getting to know who you really are and the mysteries that come with what we haven't really ever gotten to know throughout our whole lives yet. This isn't just a tarot channel for what's like for forecasting and what's to come. It's also validation for who you've been and who you are since the day you've been born, and even then some, if you want. But really looking and sitting with yourself and introspecting, meditating. You don't even have to really think about it. You don't have to come to any conclusions. You don't have to grasp or get or attain any answers. You just got to do it. You just got to relax. You just have to relax with the intention of receiving. Or with the intention of, please give me all that I need to receive. You know? And then you sit and be with yourself until something, and push through where you don't want to distract yourself, where you don't fidget, itch, get twitches, anything like that, where you've just been. You could even start kind of falling asleep a little bit, but you're like a little bit through it, you just keep your eyes closed and you pick yourself back up and try to sit straight. And after like 2 or 3 times, maybe 20-30 minutes later, or whoever you are, depending on how long it takes for you to meditate, something in you goes, wake up. And then you wake up. Then you're complete. Most of the time, I don't remember what's just transpired, but I could probably work on that. Nonetheless, I'm doing it. And the moon card here is really pushing in doing it and stepping into your own unknown. Fearlessly, courageously. What's that word? Valiantly? Really looking at who you are as a person. Asking the light of the full moon. You don't have to ask, in magic terms, you don't just have to ask one thing of the moon. Also, if you don't want to, just saying. Your beliefs, your magic. Don't let anybody else tell you you're doing something wrong. If you want to believe that the energy of this full moon lasts 2 weeks, plus or minus sides of wax or waning sides of the full moon's peak, the apex. If you want to believe that energy lasts 2 weeks, and so you have 4 weeks where every single night you can do a new spell. So what is that? 28 spells? My math is way off, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah, totally do it. Do it. Do it. It's your life. It's your reality. Do it. It's your power. You don't have to do it just once. That's all I'm saying. But I am hearing, take time to look at yourself. Use the energy of the moon to call in illumination on that which needs to be seen. And then sit and be with yourself. Sit and be with yourself. Sit and be with yourself past the answer that they give you. Try that. It's not even the seeking of an answer. It's just being. I would sit and ask for illumination on what blockages are needing to be lifted on my path to navigate to a deeper connection of self. Spirit, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please show me what needs to be seen. And then we breathe and relax. When I get the answer, I say thank you. But it wasn't just the answer I'm looking for. It's just being with you, Spirit. That makes me be. That makes me tick. That makes me love. laugh, experience, want to be the best us, period, right? And then I come out of it and I get all blissed out, right? So do it. It's well worth it. We're navigating through these energies with the Seven of Swords. I'm hearing you don't need to cut corners, and you're seeing that. I see. You don't need to cut corners, and you see that. So you see that there's more than enough. That there really is. You've been worried, and the fear is a major aspect in yourself that's been present, been loud. So loud that you've understood that aspect of your ego. You're like, yeah, okay, I get that feeling and emotion. I don't want that shit anymore. Can we shut it up, please? You know, like, okay, I'm tired of being afraid. And especially now that your luck is turning around because celestial energies have transitioned, you're seeing that, and for lack of a better term, so much haha, soon enough boo-hoo, but you're seeing that balance is balanceable. It's actually capable of working out finally. How? Because it's in your favor. We'll just put it that way. Luck is on your side, especially during this time. Where's the cards? Queen of Wands is presenting itself again, but still hiding behind this Two of Pentacles. And that's the key balancer right there. That's your harmony. How are we feeling about this right here? Well, make it fall out if you want it. Oh, hello. King of Wands, huh? Yeah, you're seeing you don't need to be afraid anymore. You're seeing that everything that you were afraid of losing in the recent past, and in recent past, I don't know, give or take 6 to 8 months of this new developmental in your understanding, you're kind of able to let go of that fear a little bit and give that control up to the universe, because you're realizing you don't have control over it in the first place. And the universe has controlled it the whole time out of your own consciousness and reality. So, like, you haven't had to worry about anything. And you're seeing that, and it's been proven finally. The invisible energy has finally proved itself that you can trust it. You know, that things are working out okay for you, that you're going to be fine. Yeah, something like that. If you keep doing what you're doing, if you keep aligning yourself, if you keep rolling with the right choices, luck's on your side. You kind of can't make the wrong choice right now. You won't make the wrong choice because why? Why? You don't want to. You just don't want to. You don't need to. How else are we navigating to these energies? Realize, be grateful, practice gratefulness. The reason why I say practice gratefulness especially is because it's a great way to harness emotional power and tangibility. It kind of hard lines you to a better default feeling every day. If you practice gratefulness every day, it will center your emotions to a place where you become heard and received, and you start to resonate deeper with the universe, and you start to get more of what you want. It's kind of like a fun bio trick. I'd love to be like it's scientific, but in my reality, it's esoteric. So it just works. Eight of Wands again. You can really offer giving yourself some more time towards thinking about what you actually want. And I'm hearing, and I'm going to say this, like, if I could just really enunciate on this, giving yourself some real time to get to know yourself. Not just saying you do. Not just saying you do. And not just saying you do and giving yourself like really 5 minutes, 10 minutes at a time. I'm saying like if you could focus that much, like at least a whole 48 hours of straight, non-interrupted meditation for every month, at least, you know, like something really deep. It does not have to be that extreme. It can be more like, you know, an hour of or two every week of like some real uninterrupted, intentful, connected meditation. One where you don't control it, but one where you at least get to a spot of disciplined enough focused discipline to where you can stay coherent, awake, lucid throughout it. Getting to that point would be a very good goal to get to, because what I'm seeing here with these cards is there's so many what ifs and should be's and practices, and like really this oversaturation of information that's left you with this jack of all trades, I'm going to try to figure it out sort of tendency about you that is not allowing you to really get grounded in any of it because of the amount of work it's taking to like just get familiar with all of them at the beginning. Like start something, get familiar with it, then jump to something else, then jump to something else. You'll move a lot quicker that way. So like if you want to find a deeper connection to yourself, do it one practice at a time. Give yourself one daily task to achieve, one daily practice to navigate with. That would be a great place to start. And I'm saying one as in keeping it simple. Like I love this saying, whenever there was a situation that I had with a person, somehow I love the saying, well, who's the common denominator in this issue here? And every time, because I'm asking myself this, every single time I ask myself this in life, it's me. I'm the common denominator in this situation that's happening here. I just have to be. You are your own common denominator for your own existence too, and etc., etc. But what was the one common denominator here, right? It's me. I was going somewhere with that, and then they took that thought away from me too. Oh, I kind of like to apply that common denominator aspect to a lot of things. This is how I critically think. Not free think, but critically think. And I break a lot of things down through that common denominator aspect. What's the common denominator of this piece? And I guess to put that into relevance, it took it from relating it to people to more relating it towards self-development and my practices. What's the next step in my evolution? What's the next step in my cycle, in my piece? What can I do today? So I took that and really minimized and refined and minimized and refined. So I wasn't just being like, okay, today I'm going to start gratefulness practices with no end in sight. No, that does not sound. And then what? Tomorrow, let's get 1% more in tomorrow. So instead of writing 10 things, okay, I'm going to write 11. So now all of a sudden, like in 10 weeks, I'm writing 150 things every day and then 151 things every day. No, that's not how this mental game plan works. We want to refine and focus and do it quickly, and because that's how it will happen quickly. It will actually be methodical, but it will be concise. If you stop thinking about all the things that you need to do and just start doing one of the things to do, every single thing that needs to be done will be taken care of and fall into place. It will, if it needs to be done. And then you'll see what doesn't need to be done. And there's your answers. You'll start to remove the hay out of the haystack to find that needle that you're looking for by doing the actions that are needed to be done to connect deeper with yourself throughout these energies coming through. So gratefulness one day, awesome. Maybe gratefulness 1 week, and see how that habit hits you. Maybe stoic meditations another week. That's a fun one. Maybe you'll do another week of planet magic and trying to understand that. Just go with the flow. Just do whatever calls to you. If everything calls to you, hang on for the ride, my friend. You're going for a ride. You're going to experience everything. Just don't resist it. Don't resist it. I know how hard it is to resist it when A, you haven't had... when you don't have a physical, tangible guide to help navigate you through the unknown. I know it's scary. I know it's almost it's impossible to see. You're blind. I have this thing here, helps us communicate tangibly. I feel like everybody should have their own little tick about them, their own little connective understanding that's sacred for them, that they have taken the time to cultivate a relationship with. Like, I communicate via finger dowsing, via cards, via listening, other clairs. My belief system is very different than even that which it was 3 years ago. Different than anybody that I've understood so far. But I think that everyone would do justice trying to find a way to connect in with their invisible senses. Roll some dice and start to believe in that. You could pull tarocchini cards. You could practice the energies of yeses or nos, urim and thummim. You can learn to trust your intuition. There's so many things that you can start to do to start to develop on that a Seven of Cups reversed energy isn't going to really be much of a affecting figure. The three of these together is saying coincide movement. It's not saying that there's a lot that you need to figure out. It's that you just need to start doing things and stop trying to figure it out. That's how you kind of move into this energy here. Let's see here. Devils and demons that want to show themselves up during this time frame that we can watch out for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Negative self-judgments. Feeling shamed. You'll have tests. You know, this ain't gonna come easily, just by the way. It will come in its own perfect nature for you. You will have tests, but they're just tests. It's not like if you fail, you go to hell. It's not like that. It's not like that. I'm just laughing because I feel like that sometimes, like it's so overwhelming. I'm like, oh, but if I make the wrong choice, oh my god, karmic phobic, you know? Oh my god, I feel like it's the end of the world if I make the wrong choices sometimes, to where it becomes catatonic almost. And then they're just like, it's not like you're gonna go to hell, and I'm like, but it feels like it. That's why it's so funny. Anyways. We want to watch out for these demons, devils, negative emotional traits or vibrational energies that hinder us, block us. They affect the things that we need to step it up in, basically. These critical negative self-judgments, these believing that you're stuck with bad luck, limiting beliefs, along with this shameful energy and over boasting energy too. All right, I'm speaking with earth signs, so it's a very vague collective as far as where on the bandwidth of emotions you sit. Naturally, some of you might be cocky and very connected in, arrogant people. Some of you might be broken, humble, shattered, fearful people. And then the mixture in between. I don't know. But be careful of over-identifying with ego and connecting and portraying your own ego too toxically, too obstructively, objectively, outwardly. Okay? Like, it would really be suitable to be and practice being what you want to be. That's how you start to do the things you want from doing things you want, you know? They kind of go hand in hand if you really think about it. It's like, you don't overthink about the things, you do the things. And therefore, by doing the things, you're working towards being the better you. So inherently, it's all about integrity. Just have the integrity, have the spiritual integrity to trust yourself, be yourself, love yourself. Anyways, this message is here for you, from you, by you, for you. We have the High Priestess hearing you feel confused. It's okay. It's okay. Things will shift. The confusion is a part of being aligned on your path. Think of it this way. If you were not aligned on your path, the universe would be giving you loud, clear, direct signs to shift you into your path. The fact that you don't know if you're on your right path or anything like that proves you are on your right path, because otherwise you'd be getting signs that you're not on your right path. Just like most things in this world, this is why we practice gratefulness. You're not going to get the recognition that you feel like you deserve by doing the right thing. You're only going to get recognized for doing the shitty things, by getting caught, by being dumbass. So you have to make yourself feel good and remember the good things in life. You have to focus and put intention on the positive in your life. It doesn't just come. And you don't just get rewarded and praised for doing the right things. You just do the right fucking things, and they make you better. And in return, your energy raises, your frequency rises. And in return, your connection strengthens. And in return, you receive more, because you can finally connect more. You're heard by the universe more. The universe gives you then more. And by universe, I also mean higher self. Your higher self is waiting for you to want to be the best you possible. Or whatever else your wishes, dreams, and goals are. So you really don't have to do anything or think of or be like, if you're confused, you don't have to be. Because you're already doing the right things. If you're doing the right things. If you're not doing the right things, you know what you're not doing the right thing about, and so stop doing the wrong thing. If it's tough to do, try to fight to do it. Fight to get over it. Fight to quit. Try, and don't ever give up. Try every numerous aspect. I tried to quit smoking so hard, to the point where I accepted smoking even. That was another way and form that I tried to quit. I accepted it, and then I started puffing, right? Until the point I didn't want to puff that much, and I was like, no. And that really helped out. Like, I tried a backdoor route. There are so many other routes that I took as well. I'm just saying, think outside the box. Don't stop trying. You can try anything and everything. Yeah, you don't feel like you're lined up on your path, and that's okay. That's okay. We will see. Earth signs, these are the energies presented for you if you so choose to accept them. We're going to end it here. I'm going to take a deep breath and disconnect from this reading. You can take a deep breath and integrate and lock in this channel if you so choose to accept. Hold at the top, and as we exhale, I will send out healing, love, and distant energy symbols out to you of love and light, and all the best blessings on your way and journey until next time. So take a deep breath with me, please, if you would. Happy full moon in Leo. I hope this message finds you well. It was a fun message. Please feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe, do all of that jazz if this resonates with you. If you think anybody else should listen to it, definitely help spread the seed, you know. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for receiving me, and we are complete. And until next time, much love.